Hi, kindergartners. So this week we've been reading the story Room on the Broom, and we've already done some parts of our story. Remember, there's 5 parts to the story. The first part is characters. You guys have been working really hard on making all the characters from the story. This was a tricky job, so I hope you were able to be successful. After characters is setting. We talked together about all the places that were in the setting, where and when it happened, and you were making your setting for your story. I bet yours turned out better than mine. Now, today, I want you to listen to the story again. And as you listen, I want you to think about what happens in the beginning, middle, and end of the story. Now we're going to come back together and do a project. So listen to the story, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Room on the Broom, written by Julia Donaldson and illustrated by Axel Scheffler. Here's the title page, Room on the Broom. The witch had a cat and a hat that was black and long ginger hair in a braid down her back. How the cat purred and how the witch grinned as they sat on their broomstick and flew through the wind. But how the witch wailed and how the cat spat when the wind blew so wildly it blew off the hat. "Down!" cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the hat, but no hat could be found. Then out of the bushes, on thundering paws, there bounded a dog with the hat in his jaws. He dropped it politely, then eagerly said, as the witch pulled the hat firmly down on her head, "I am a dog as keen as can be. Is there room on the broom for a dog like me?" "Yes," cried the witch, and the dog clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the fields and the forest they flew. The dog wagged his tail, and the stormy wind blew. The witch laughed out loud and held on to her hat, but away blew the bow from her braid just like that. "Down!" cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the bow, but no bow could be found. Then out of a tree, with an ear-splitting shriek, there flapped a green bird with a bow in her beak. She dropped it politely and bent her head low, then said, as the witch tied her hair in her braid in the bow, "I am a bird as green as can be. Is there room on the broom for a bird like me?" "Yes," cried the witch, so the bird fluttered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the reeds and the rivers they flew. The birds shrieked with glee and the stormy wind blew. They shot through the sky to the back of beyond. The witch clutched her bow, but let go of her wand. "Down!" cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the wand, but no wand could be found. I see someone peeking here. Then all of a sudden, from out of a pond, leaped a dripping wet frog with a dripping wet wand. He dropped it politely, then said with a croak, as the witch dried the wand on a fold of her cloak, "I am a frog as clean as can be. Is there room on the broom for a frog like me?" "Yes," said the witch, so the frog bounded on. The witch tapped her broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the moors and the mountains they flew. The frog jumped for joy, and the broom snapped in two. Down fell the cat and the dog and the frog. Down they went tumbling into the bog. The witch's half broomstick flew into a cloud, and the witch heard a roar that was scary and loud. I am a dragon as mean as can be, and which with French fries tastes delicious to me. No, cried the witch, flying higher and higher. The dragon flew after her, breathing out fire. Help, cried the witch, flying down to the ground. She looked all around, but no help could be found. The dragon drew near with his glint in his eye and said, just this once I'll have witch without fries. But just as he planned to begin on his feast, from out of the ditch rose a horrible beast. It was tall, dark, and sticky, and feathered and furred. It had 4 frightful heads. It had wings like a bird. And its terrible voice when it started to speak was a yowl and a growl and a croak and a shriek. It dripped and it squelched and it strode from the ditch. And it said to the dragon, buzz off! That's my witch! The dragon drew back and he started to shake. I'm sorry, he spluttered. I made a mistake. It's nice to have met you, but now I must fly. And he spread out his wings and was off through the sky. Then down flew the bird and down jumped the frog. Down climbed the cat and phew, said the dog. And thank you, oh thank you, the grateful witch cried. Without you, I'd be in the dragon's inside. Then she filled up her cauldron and said with a grin, find something, everyone, throw something in. So the frog found a lily, the cat found a cone, the bird found a twig, and the dog found a bone. They threw them all in, and the witch stirred them well, and while she was stirring, she muttered a spell. Iggity, ziggity, zaggity, zoom. Then out rose the truly most magnificent broom, with seats for the witch and the cat and the dog, a nest for the bird, and a pool for the frog. Yes, cried the witch, and they all clambered on. The witch tapped her broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. All right, so for today's project, you're going to need the sequencing, the beginning, middle, and end pictures that we did together in class. We numbered them. We numbered them based on what happens at the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story. So you should have this sheet of paper. If you were not in class and you need to do this, pull this paper out and you can number it just like I have mine numbered. You're also going to need this orange piece of paper in your Wait for Teacher bag. It's folded. It's really long, but it's folded, so you can unfold that. You're going to need that. You're going to need some crayons, scissors, and glue. So get your supplies out and then we'll get started. All right, so the first step that you're going to do now with your sequencing, which is sequence just means beginning, middle, and end, with your sequencing squares, is you're gonna color them. This looks really boring and I don't like looking at this. I want to be able to look at something and feel really good about it. So I want you to take your crayons and I want you to take your time, just like we always do, and I want you to color your pictures. So take a few minutes, go color your pictures, and then pause the video and come back after you've got them all colored. All right, so I finished coloring my pictures, and I want you to notice something that I did. I was thinking about what some of you have been doing. You've been showing me how you're coloring the backgrounds also, because it looks a lot better when it's colored in the background. So I colored all my pictures and I colored the backgrounds, and now I'm ready for the next step. The next step is going to be cutting. So you're going to need your scissors, and remember your fingers on the bottom, thumb on top. And what I'd like you to do is cut out each one of these squares. If it helps you to trace the square before you cut it, to make sure you can see that dark line you can trace over it with a crayon first. If you don't need to trace over it, you can just start cutting. So I'm gonna start cutting mine. I'm gonna hold my paper with my fingers on the bottom and my thumb on top. This is the hand that has to drive, and this hand just goes open, shut, open, shut. So I'm gonna start cutting along this edge. Turn, cut, cut, cut. Turn, cut, cut, cut. Turn, cut, cut, cut. Now I know, because I numbered these, that I have 9 squares and rectangles. So I want you to cut out all 9 squares and rectangles. Pause the video while you're doing this, and then come back and I'll tell you the next step. Okay, so I have my orange sheet of paper. I have all of my sequencing squares. You're going to need a pencil and your glue stick. So make sure you have the materials for the next step. I know this is a lot of steps. First thing I'm going to do is always the same, pick up my pencil and write my name. I'm gonna go down to the bottom corner to write my name this time because we're gonna use the top part of our paper. So down here in the bottom corner, I'm gonna write my name. So I'm gonna write Miss Light. Now I'm done with my pencil. Next, we need to put these in order because when we tell our story, we can't tell the ending at the beginning. We can't tell the middle at the beginning. We can't swish them all around. We put them in order by what happened at the beginning, middle, and end. So let's put them in number order. So I'm gonna start with number 1. Now when I find number 1, I'm gonna put it up here at the top, way at the top. And we have to organize them because they're not gonna fit on this paper if we don't organize them. So I'm gonna start with number 1, find number 1. Then find number 2 and put it right next to it. Just lay them on there, don't glue them. Then I'm gonna find number 3. 3 is the bird. Put it right next to the 2, make sure they fit on there. Then I need 4, where is 4? Here's number 4, I'm gonna put 4 at the top, way up the top edge. Then I have 5, 5 is up here at the top edge. I have room for 1 more, let's do 6. Okay, make sure you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all in order before you do anything else. Then I want you to find 7. We're gonna put 7 down here because remember we read from left to right, then we go all the way back over and go left to right. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's gonna come, what's 1 more? 7, 1 more is 8. 8 and 1 more is 9. Now they fit on there. If yours don't fit, you might be squishing them like this. So make sure you lay them on nice and straight before you do anything else. Now I've got them laid out. Do yours fit? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, then we're ready. The next step is gonna be to glue them in order. Don't mix them up. You're gonna take your glue stick, open it up. Oh, this is my bad glue stick. I want my new one. And you're gonna turn it up 2 times. 1, 2. Now I'm gonna start with number 1. I'm gonna take it off the paper, flip it over to the plain side, put a little dab of glue over here on my table so that it doesn't get on my paper. And then I'm going to carefully lay it before I stick it down. Okay, that's gonna fit there. Then you're gonna just take 1 at a time, put glue on the back, and then carefully stick it down before you take the next one. Keep going with a dab of glue around the outside and a little dab in the middle. Glue it down in order. All right, so mine are all glued down in order. I hope yours are too. When you're done gluing, always make sure you turn your glue back down. Put the lid back on because we want to be able to use these for other projects. Put your glue away in your toolbox. Make sure that gets put away. Throw your scraps away in the garbage can.
When you're done with your sequence boxes today, I want you to practice retelling the story in your own words. Just practice today, and then tomorrow we'll do something else.